Hello everyone, welcome back to some more Crosswords. We're going to tackle the Friday today, try to get that first ever 6 solved in a row without hints. I don't know, I still am not totally sure. I think I talked about this in the last episode, like what are my own personal crossword ethics, right? Like Googling for answers, definitely not. You know, asking other people I know for help, yeah, generally fine. But anyway, Fed. I mean, it could be short for like federal in some contexts. Most obvious is like the past tense of a verb, like I fed the fishes or the fish. But it's also like an adjective, right? I'm well fed. Neither of them really jumps out. None of those jump out to me as an obvious candidate for an answer. New York's something field. They have like MetLife Stadium there or something, don't they? What was the older name for that before corporations got into sports everywhere? I don't know, something famous, some kind of arena, right? Maybe it was Madison Square Garden. I don't know. Remote station location. Well, space? A space station is certainly remote. Could be something more local about like, like television stations or radio channels or whatever somehow, or just like a satellite location of a corporation. They can have satellite locations, but yeah, space seems like a pretty remote place to put a station, is my opinion. Swarming with. So, teaming is another thing that means swarming, but swarming with, I don't know. Dark skies, for example, are an omen, perhaps? Have dinner on the couch, say. Eat in? Veg out would be another thing you could maybe put there, but I don't know. Whoops. I put a space in there for eat in. So, okay, I mean, and none of those are obviously wrong with the downs. Do we have any good crosses? Some monsters call it home. I don't know. Labs might offer them. Labs. So labs can mean like a Labrador retriever or Labrador. Is retriever the word that goes there? Like the kind of dog is what I'm talking about. As opposed to like a laboratory, it could be either. In a row. I don't know. Cannes offering a cine. They have the Cannes Film Festival, and in France they call films cines. Many an MIT grad. An Enger? Yeah. Okay, well, I like space now. When Lady Macbeth sleepwalks. Oh no. Act 1? I think it comes later, right? I don't actually, like, I've never seen Macbeth. I'm sorry, I've never seen the Scottish play. I did some theater as a kid, and there are some people who have superstitions about that for sure. Never seen Macbeth. I've read much of the script, but I never really committed a ton of it to memory. When she sleepwalks, it just seems like something that would happen later, right? So Act 1 doesn't quite fit. Option when one wants to move out of the house. I mean, the big house could refer to like jail. So getting parole, for example, I don't know. Uncommon amenity on an airplane. Legroom. Exit seat. That's not exactly an amenity. I'd put an S here, a T here, Campbell of a Scream, I don't know. Resurrection Mass Day. Easter? I assume. Oops, hey, give me back my pen. A tot? I don't know, it might not be eat. Because I kind of want to write pets here. Like a lab offers PET scans, PET scans. But I don't know, I guess they would have to abbreviate that, I think. Pet's an abbreviation there, right? It must be. So, Rocky Peak. An Alp is a rocky peak, probably? I don't know if they're rocky necessarily. They're very mountainous. They're well known for being very mountainy mountains. One-time nickname in magazine publishing. I don't know. Mitch's husband on Modern Family. Oh gosh. I don't watch Modern Family, and I never have. And I don't know the difference between it and American Dad, which I think was also a cartoon in that era. I'm pretty sure Meg is the daughter. Right? Or maybe that's a different show. I don't know. Okay, but I was thinking it might be Pam. And to throw with effort is to heave. So I can pencil in the Pam, I guess. Stick a fork in. Well, you stick a fork in something if you finish it. Complete it. Or if you want to measure its temperature, maybe. Like when you're done baking. Corruption. Ooh, ends with A. Yikes. Piece of lab equipment, way too long to get an idea on here. Event that might last until the wee hours. Well, frat party is just the tiniest bit too short. Campbell of Scream, yeah. Wait, so wasn't there one in here that was corruption? Oh yeah, this one. Don't know. Pining and then some. Lovelorn? Insufficient. Something's insufficient is not enough. Too low, too small, too few. Not go it alone. Have a pair? I don't know. With the question mark, it's going to be hard to figure out without some crosses, I'm sure. Some workers at Westminster. So there's like Westminster in Colorado, but there's also Westminster in like England. And the one in England is, I'm sure, much more remarkable. What? I'm trying to remember, like, there's some big old tennis competition that happens in England. Does that happen? It doesn't happen at Westminster, right? It happens somewhere else? Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of, like, someone who involved in tennis. Is Westminster where, like, the, one of the, like, the Congress is? Or the House of Congress, right? They have, like, the House of Lords and the, I don't know. I think they call that their Congress. Scratch out as a crossword answer. Scratch out. I mean, you X something out. Social media metric is likes. How about this PO thing? Needing a key, perhaps. So you need a key if you're locked out of someplace. You also need a key if you're like singing the wrong notes. I'm not sure. Scratch out as a crossword answer. You know, it might actually be eek. It doesn't have to. You don't have to scratch it out like with ink to write over an answer you've already answered, but just barely getting it, that would be scratching something out, and you can just eke out a crossword answer if you were close. If you like barely knew it, maybe. I'm not sure. Island north of Australia. I don't know. Filled in. Well, we can guess it ends with D, which also kind of works with needing a key, perhaps. It sometimes runs in the woods. A river? A brook? How about this N? Oh. Well, that's not right. I'm lucky I got this L, I guess. It probably still is love. I mean, I guess maybe I can pencil in the love. But to adjust the spacing between letters is to kern. Kerning. Ah, love's sick. There we go. Huh. Kerning is how you can tell the difference between a lowercase m and a lowercase rn. And if you ever look for bad kerning, you'll see it everywhere. It sometimes runs in the woods. Well, are there any good synonyms for river that end with an N? Maybe like river, brook, stream. Maybe there's something else. Of course, there could be. Oh, grain, grain, a wood, like some lumber has a grain, which would run through the wood. I think. Recoils from. Well, probably ends with S. Like, you can start, like, to be startled, you can recoil from something, but I don't know. Co-star of Kelly and O'Connor in Singing in the Rain. Ugh. Well, to speak this way is a lisp. Insufficient. Yeah, I don't know. Currency in the Philippines. Ugh. SNL head writer of the early 2000s. Don't know. Metal band? So this has got to be talking about something that's actually metal, like a ring-shaped thing made of metal. There's no way this is talking about a band that plays metal music. Not on a Friday. But what is an example of such a thing? Metal band. I mean, the ring that you wear, like, you know, a wedding band is metal. I kind of want to say ore, like, so a seam, right? In some ways, a seam of some ore is a band of that metal running through the rest of the rock. But I can't think of a three-letter synonym for that. Screening GURP is probably the TSA. Jet setting. I don't know. Wait a minute. So it could be like a person. What does someone who is in the jet set do? Right? They fly around, go do exciting things. But it could also be a setting in which you would find a jet, like an airplane or an air. Well, usually I guess we would call the airplane itself the jet. But like the airport is something you could fill this in with as a jet setting. Oh wow! Or the setting for like a jet of water in a jacuzzi. Oof. Okay. Reaction button option for a Facebook post. There's no way it can be like, right? Because we already have likes over here. And I have no idea what else is on a Facebook post. I don't have Facebook, so I don't know. And I have all their social media stuff ad blocked. I have no idea what a Facebook post has on it. Force on Earth. I mean, gravity is the most obvious one, but it doesn't fit. Mars, kind of a force on Earth, right? It pulls on it with gravity. But I don't think that's very good. A noob. Well, a noob is a new player, a naive person, right? Is that like a correct legal English noun meaning a person who is naive? I think they would have to hint it weird, like with something French, but that's the only synonym for noob I can immediately think of. I'm sure it'll be something totally trivial, but I don't know. Boo boo, e.g. I assume that's some like actor from long ago or a character in a movie I've never seen. I don't know. Small talk is chit chat, probably. Words after hello. Are you there? That's too long. Who's there? That's too short and doesn't really work. I can hear. I don't know. A two down part. What's two down? A piece of lab equipment. Oh, speaking of which, okay, it's just a crossword. No hint in the. Okay. Oh. I wonder if this could be a lens and that could be a microscope, and we could be just wrong about Alp. Geoduck? What? What does that mean? I'm pretty out of touch on Pokemon, but I don't think it would be here anyway. Geoduck? I don't know, it just sounds like a Pokemon, doesn't it? A long-beaked bird. Heron. A heron has a pretty long beak, doesn't it? I don't know. Maybe they have more. More of like a bill. Word before some sad words. Alas. It might be abstracto. Okay, so arti? I don't know what language they're hinting here, but it's some foreign language's word for art, probably. Maybe this is a clan. I don't know. Like, I guess I should really be honest with myself and pencil that in. I'm still just like the idea that this could be lens, right? Just name the time and place. Like something there, right? And then this could be lens. Yeah, because these are croissants, or as we Americans say, croissants. I don't know. My sister did like a year abroad in France, or I don't know, probably it was like a semester abroad. She was in high school. It was a long time ago, but I still remember, like, you know, when she was super into French and just rolled her eyes at the horrible ways Americans pronounced all these cool French words. And croissant is just such a, I like it. You know, that's one that stuck with me. I like croissants. I can't really pronounce any French, but that one's nice. Where one might stay in a cabin at sea. Yeah, so this is a lens. I guess this is a... It's a butte and then some? What? Oh, hang on. This is a mesa. This T was wrong. I was just baffled. But yeah, a mesa and a clam. Geoduck is a clam. Okay. Something there. I don't get it exactly what's supposed to go here. But so something that has a lens is almost certainly a microscope. And then it's fine that this isn't ALP. Because I didn't like the A here anyway. Did we get all the acrosses? No. Sitting next to a constantly crying baby on a cross-country flight, maybe. It could be a nightmare, a disaster, a nuisance, unlucky. I don't know. Leave a bad impression. Question mark. So what could you leave an impression in? Like drying concrete, right? For example. But I'm not sure what would be a bad one of those. Hornswoggled. We had this just a couple days ago. Someone who's been hornswoggled has been had. Porter, for one. Cole Porter. Okay, D-E, leave a bad impression. Oh, dent, yes. Sure. You'd leave a bad impression on a car by denting it. Whew, boys, oh man. This must be some kind of home. Anyone home? Mr. Right? I don't get that yet. A metal band. Maybe it is just ore. Mr. Right, driest. I don't know. Some monsters call it home. So also this doesn't have to end with there. It could end with here. I don't know. All right, let's look at some downs we haven't done yet. Corruption. It's like evil, it's rot, it's, I don't know. Event that might last till the wee hours. Well, what is this LC? Oh no. Maybe it's not a microscope. Oh, it must not be. But what else has a lens? What about a telescope is too short? Huh. Well, what else has a lens? So what if we said that this ends with party? It's some kind of party. Does that make any of this clearer? Something insufficient is lacking, but that doesn't fit. This is probably an S because they're plural workers. Filled in. Substituted. Satiated? No, that's too short. Also doesn't really fit. Like, doesn't quite make sense. Anyway, back to the downs. Don't know this. Campbell. New York's blank field. Later. I'm out. Gar of Young Frankenstein. I don't know. Monsters, Inc. was a movie. Yeah, we still don't know this monster thing. In a row. Like, you could do a bunch of things in a row. You could have your ducks in a row. In a row. Two people who are in a row are at it. They're fighting each other. And okay, the ing is obviously like a good, you know, I might have guessed the ing eventually and then looked at a tit and been like, oh no, it's at it. Labs might offer you paws. The dogs offer you a paw to shake or something. So I'm sort of chewing? What does that have to do with moving out of the house? No, it's not chewing. If you want to move out of the house, you would do so on a porch swing. It always turns out the same. I don't know. Oh, Sesame Street. There are monsters on Sesame Street. I'm wrong about grain, but that's okay. Resin? Resin runs in the woods? Yeah, like sap. Okay. Okay, back to some downs we haven't seen yet. Why are you all laughing? It's not funny? Does that fit? It's not funny. No. It isn't funny. That's the same number of letters. But what's so funny? Yes, what's so funny? No. Oh, oops, I put too many S's. Why are you all laughing? Not like stop laughing, but like I want to join you. Got it. Still not sure about this. One-time nickname in magazine publishing. Phew, got me. All right, more downs, more downs. Give me the downs. Needing a key, perhaps. Oh, and I'm glad that this M in Pam worked out. I don't think it's Sam. Maybe it is. You can end on a happy note. Okay, it doesn't look like it's a party. I am so there, perhaps? Oh, Timor, that's a place, isn't it? Not go it alone is ride share. Yes, and to recoil from something you shy away from it. I am so there. Oops, come back. Oh, Mr. Right? Yes! A priest administers rites. Like, you know, rituals. Okay. That deserves a question mark for sure. Poded? That's not right. Huh. Still could use some help in this area. Oh, Tina Fey? Wait, does she spell with an E or an A? It's an A, right? It might be an E. I only, like, a few months ago, I started watching 30 Rock for the first time. Funny show. Tina Fey. I feel like it's an E. Uh-oh. Wait. Is an Academy newcomer is like a cadet, though, right? I don't think these are both wrong, though, so I'm just going to pencil in the E to remind myself that I might be wrong about it. Twiggy. Reedy? I don't know about that. No, because I want this, well, I want this to end with like consonant ed to be a past tense thing, but that could be wrong. Academy newcomer. Yeah, I don't know. Reaction button option for a Facebook post. Reaction button. So like these days it's popular to react with emojis. But I don't know. Force on Earth. Force on Earth. It can be a force acting on Earth, a force that is present on Earth. Like an army is a force on Earth in a way, right? They're a force. And they act on a kind of global scale. But of course, anyone home means it's not army. Just trying to think about how this could work. Y. Noob has a Y in it. Boo boo. I still don't know. How about these crosses that got filled in by what's so funny? Jet setting. Oh, tarmac is another thing that could have fit. Not with the U here, but oh, maybe it is a heron. Now that I have that N to encourage me, I'll try it. Boo boo. I don't know. A noob. Force on Earth. Like, I don't know, the tides? That's just gravity. Haha? Is that a button you can press on Facebook? Haha? I don't know. Sitting next to a constantly crying baby. Maybe. Like you would be angry, but that's not how, it's like not the right kind of word. Just trying to reevaluate all these crosses that were filled in by what's so funny. And like, could this be speed somehow? Needing a key. Pod. Sod. So this kind of looks like Arnold's, doesn't it? Like, or Reynolds or something? Except for the P. So you could pencil in this L, maybe. But an Academy newcomer. There's also like the Oscars, right? What's that Academy called? The one that gives out the Academy Awards? Is it the Film Academy? I don't remember. Insufficient. I feel like I should definitely get this because I'm 1,000,000% confident on all three of these answers. And so that there should be some word that's jumping out to me that has this shape. Liant. Leant. I don't know. Stick a fork in. Aha. Not like metaphorically, but you spear something and you stick a fork into it. Oh wait, what if it's not Lisp? What if it's slur? Then we could have microscope back. People who work in Westminster are lords at the House of Lords. Insufficient is scant. Filled in. Up. Yeah, I'm not sure. And now this can be Reynolds! Oh my god! Okay. Now we're cooking. Up. Up. Cotton. I don't know. But okay, now this can be a party. It's a party. Oh, I'm so happy. Someone who's up to speed is filled in. Get it? Okay, so now I like reedy and eek, I guess. Academy newcomer. They're not plebes, are they? Are they P-L-E-B-E? Maybe they are. Jet setting. Something club? No. Nickname hat hot HMT? I don't know. It always turns out the same. A rocky peak. I don't get it. Okay, it probably is Act 1 if we have a C here. Swarming with. I mean, something is alive with it. I don't know. Corruption. This doesn't have to be referring to the corruption of an organization, right? Data can be corrupted in mystical settings, like, you know, the world itself could be corrupted in some way. Fabric of reality, so to speak. Fed. Oh, a Fed is a G-man. Some old slang for like a federal agent. Still don't know this. Event that might last until the wee hours. I feel like wee hours is some kind of wordplay hint to this being something small somehow. I'm not sure why I think that. Like an actor party. I don't think so. Campbell of Scream. I don't know the names of people. It always turns out the same. I mean, like a rerun, or like something that turns out, like an audience could turn out to an event. A door kind of turns out when it's opening. Huh. Oh, this is City Field. Is there any reason this should be copper? No, but a copier. Oops. A copier always turns out the same thing as what you put into it. What the heck is this, though? It must not be... I must be off. Free Wi-Fi is uncommon on a plane. What is this party? corruption isn't graft, is it? Maybe I'm wrong about G-Man. It could also be T-Man, like a Taxman. So I'll cross those out for a minute and see if what I have here is a little bit more inspiring. Amy? Amy is a name that fits here. Amy Campbell, is that a person? I don't know. Event that might last until the wee hours. We haven't looked at this rocky peak in a while, I suppose. Like the top of a mountain is its rocky peak, but I don't think that can possibly be right. A water party? We'll probably have those in the dystopian future. Come on, guys, we're having a sick water party. Oh my god, you have water? Wow. I mean, is it possible that this might not be Act 1? It's possible, but it seems a lot better than anything else that I can think of. A rager of a party, I guess. Oh no! What might go on until the after hours, until the wee hours, is an after party. So G-Man looks even better. Something that's swarming with something is rife with that thing. Okay, so what the heck is this? I feel like it must be graft is a corruption, but I've never heard that, and I don't know what a Tor is either. There's Tor Publishing, and their logo looks a lot like a mountain, actually. Anyway, let's look at all the other letters here. A, B, C, D, E, Grafe? No. F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, Grapho? No. P, Q, R, S, Graphs? No. T, well, it's our best candidate so far. U, V, W, X, Y, Graphy? No. Z. Alright, I think it must be Tor. And Tor Publishing is somehow based on a rocky peak. Jet setting. Gosh. I don't want to be defeated just by this lower left corner. Force on Earth. Okay, so it doesn't have to be hit, right? We can all admit that could be wrong. A force on Earth. Noob. I don't know. Boo-boo. Well, without the capitals and without the space, it could be an owie. And of course, that doesn't fit with what we have anyway. So what if this is some kind of club? Oops. Noob. I don't know. That doesn't really help. Jet setting. Oh, I have an idea. I bet it's an air hub. Right? Like Atlanta, where Delta puts all their planes. Those jets are at the setting for those jets is the air hub. Although, AA? None of these really look that amazing. Maybe it's something other than, not a hub, but some other kind of hub, a different name for an air hub. A jet hub, obviously, but that's not allowed. Okay, I mean, I could fill in heron again here, now that I have this H. I don't see anything good that fits here. Hook? I don't think so. A hoop? Hoop? I don't think so. A hoot? Maybe Boo Boo is a famous comedian who's a hoot? Well, I mean, I'll pencil it in, I guess. I'll try anything once. Ha ha. Is there any way this could not be anyone home? Right? NE home. We have that. Well, we have the N and we have the home. But plebe doesn't have to be right. And obviously hoot is just like not very amazing at all. So what else could you write here that's home, though? I can't think of anything. You would be antsy if you were sitting next to a constantly crying baby. But again, it's not like how you would feel if this were happening. It's the act of doing that thing. Or a description of the act of doing that thing, not how you feel about the thing. It's kind of nasty. I'm just so baffled by this noob with a Y. What forces does Earth experience? I don't know. That's a little bit too scientific, I feel like. You know, it experiences spin, gravity from the various other planets, and mostly the sun. There's the Coriolis force, well, usually called the Coriolis effect, but the Coriolis force is the force produced by the Coriolis effect. What forces does the Earth produce? Mostly just gravity. Well, I think I'm gonna give this one a break. Come back to it with a fresh mind after a while. Maybe ask my mom. Who knows? I'll let you guys know how it goes, either afterwards or when I get back to the puzzle. All right, I'm back, and we have the crossword finished. So let me take you guys on a tour of how we got there. Also, notice, by the way, I don't know, you can't easily tell, but actually everything that I had in ink, oh no, there was one inked in letter that I had that was wrong, but mostly the inked in stuff, okay, two. Mostly it was right. So the first thing that I noticed was up here, so I did end up calling my mom and we worked through the rest of it. This one I got sort of on my own just as part of that discussion. She pointed out Mitch's husband would be a man, not a woman. So yeah, okay, so Pam makes even less sense in that context. And then I was just like, oh, coded, right? Something that needs a key is coded, like a coded message needs a key. So that works all this out. Tina Fey is spelled with an E, and a plebe is someone new to some academy. And this, I had thought hub, but remember I also mentioned like the setting for, I might have even said the words hot tub when I was discussing like the setting for a water jet. But we didn't get there until... Okay, first of all, my parents confirmed, yes, a heron has a long beak, so that was nice. And they knew, like, a thing called Boo Boo, which was like Boo Boo Bear, was one of Yogi Bear's friends, I guess, in the cartoon. But we still didn't put it together that what they were looking for was just Toon, right? He was a Toon. It took a while to get there. But I do know that my mom at least uses Facebook, and so I was like, is haha a reaction on Facebook? And she was like, oh yeah, sure. So that was nice. I got to actually fill this one out. And looking at this, I finally worked out what was going on here, because once we had this H, I was like, well, this has to start with a vowel. It can't be like S-N-E or something, right? So I just worked through all the vowels mentally, and I was like, oh, 1G, that's a force on Earth, right? One gravitational, 1G is how much gravity Earth applies as a force. So that's how much force you feel when you're on Earth. And at some point around here, we filled in hot tub. And I think actually we got tuned before hot tub. With the N and the A here, no, we didn't. We just had A, G, blank, blank, Y. And finally it was, oh, it's agony to be seated next to a crying child for a cross-country flight. Agony. And so we basically had Tyro filled out just completely from crosses. No idea what it means, right? But it turns out it is correct. I looked it up afterwards, and it's a word that comes, it's like just someone who is new to something. And it comes from Greek. A word meaning like a new recruit was a tyro. So there you go. And the one other thing I had that has changed is up here. Once I filled everything in, it was like, well, you're wrong. I was like, well, this N-E-I-E seems pretty awful, doesn't it? And my mom mentioned, like Campbell Nevi. I don't even know how you're supposed to pronounce it. I was like, oh, of course, Act 5. Because I was looking at acts, and I was like, plays have like Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. They're the only one that's short enough to fit is an I. But of course, if you go all the way up to V or X, you also get something. I don't think there are any, well, I'm sure there are plays out there with 10 acts, but they're not very common. Even 5 acts is quite a lot, which is why I didn't even think about it. Most plays have at most 3. So, Act 5. And remember, I mentioned, this seems like something that would have happened much later in the play, right? She's sleepwalking with a guilty conscience over everything that's happened, or something like that. And so Act 1 felt wrong to me, but I sort of thought, well, it can't be Act 2 or 3, so it has to be Act 1. But no, it can be Act 5. So there you go. That's the Friday crossword. And as you can see, we have a 6 streak for the first time ever. Very exciting. I figure we'll just do the Friday, the mini, as sort of a cool down here. Just something to cap it all off. Oh, we have circles. How exciting. When fireflies begin to emerge at dusk. Joe of my cousin Vinny, I don't know. Fight grime, I guess you clean. Who'da thunk it? Doesn't gulp down. You sip something if you're not gulping it down. Deli, use up, scans, Pesci, Joe Pesci, right? Yeah. All right, so I didn't actually read the clues for the towns. New Delhi is the capital of India. Utilize every last bit up is use up. Scans is reads quickly. Oh, I did read this one, yeah. A problem with a hose, it could have a kink in it. These are percents abbreviated, sure. And Pesci. It's Pesci, right? Not pesky? Pretty sure it's Pesci. Anyway, that'll do it. So I think I will try the Saturday, just because I'm on the streak, and wouldn't it be great to do every puzzle for a week, you know, Sunday through Saturday? I don't really anticipate much luck, but I'll give it a try. Anyway, that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.